Hi guys, so today we'll be doing SolidWorks current extrude dummy test, which it was posted on TVT website platform, and it was personally requested from one of my classmates from school. So I'll be drawing one of the diagrams that is on the dummy test. So basically this is what we use for drawing, which is SolidWorks. So this, we use it as a tool to draw most of the figures, which makes things easy and it's not complicated like an actual drawing is. So first thing first, I'm gonna start by explaining a few stuff so that I can get to the drawing. What we see here is different. It's called a ribbon, like the one we know from Microsoft. So this is our types of lines, straight lines. There's a type of shapes, which you got the rectangles and a parallelogram. So the type of rectangles, they start from different points like they stated on the list here. And thirdly, it's a thing that looks like an ellipse. There was a point where I posted an ellipse, so this figure, we use it to draw some kind of a shape of an ellipse, right? And then you've got you've got circles, which you've got different points in which you can draw a circle. So you got different types of methods in drawing a circle. Similarly, this one is for a curved arc, which means it's just the small and a curve yana. Or if you want to draw a curve, those are different types of ways to draw a curve. And then you've got a hexagon. That's the actual hexagon. Polygon, but it's a six-sided polygon, which means it's a hexagon. And then this is a zigzag line, the lines that you see there, and the way you can draw them. And then you've got, this only comes out when you've already started your drawing, which it's more like if you draw a corner, you can use that feature to put a curve. It only works on two tangents to make the type of curve. It's called the sketch fillet. And then you've got the planes, and then this just other figures that we don't usually use. And then trim is a type of tool that we use to cut off some other lines that you don't need. And then you've got converse entrance, so this you can use to separate the figure and all that. Usually we don't usually use this. Offset, it's when you draw one line but you have to repeat it, so meaning that you draw a certain line and then it repeats itself. It's an offset. I've never used this figure before. Offset on surface, I've never used this before. And then you've got mirror entities. So mirror entities, you draw the right side and then you put a line between, you put a line next to the right side, and then it will, and then you said to use this figure and then it will mirror the diagram to the other side, meaning literally if you're drawing two sides of let's say drawing the left and the right hand side, but then you want to show them, and then you use mirror, meaning it will simply mirror the other side, or you can draw the other half and then it will do the other half by the mirror entities. And then this linear sketch pattern is when you sketch one diagram but that you want it to be on a straight line with a difference of a certain meter between the two, but then it's only one diagram which it repeats itself like a pattern. Similarly, under that you can get the one with the circle and the linear one and the one that goes vertically or horizontally. You get all those there. And then move entities, meaning that you can move a certain diagram that you drew to the other side that you want it to be at. And then the most important thing that you need to know, it's a certain figure here. When I start drawing this, you must look at it, it's gonna be seeing undefined since it doesn't have any measurements, or it does have a measurement but it's not gonna be a measurement that satisfies whatever that you want to do. Dimensions, it's a figure that you usually use when you get to draw after drawing. You use that to dimension so that whatever that's going to come out here, it has to be fully defined. And then the sketch, since you're going to sketch, and then it's either you can exit the sketch, you can put it in 3D or whatever. And then this figure here is the orientation of the diagram. So the orientation of the diagram, when you want to draw it, I'll show you this figure at the end of the video when I'm done drawing the figure. If you look at here, this represents your axis. So this represents exactly where your axis is. So currently my axis is sitting like this, meaning my diagram is in 3D. That's why I can look at my orientation. This is in 3D. So if you look at, if I select a certain type of a shape here on the orientation, it gives me names of which side do I want to use. So first thing first, you're gonna look at the so let's start drawing. You're gonna look at the diagram that we have. The diagram that we have, it's a bearing. It's a bearing cap. So a bearing cap, it looks like that. So what we have to do first thing first is to look at our origin, where exactly is our origin, and then they gave this figure of us in first angle orthographic projection. Like I said in my last video, I think I was doing an isometric, which you need to know your orthographic projections, which this is the first orthographic projection. And the first figure, it's the one that looks like a half moon or something like that. It's the front view, and then the one bottom of it is the top view, and then the left view. So basically we're going to use the most of the measurements that are on the top view and on the front view. The one that's on the left view is just for touch-ups to add in some other figures. So as you look at the diagram, they give us our origin. And then they give us exactly on the 3D, they show us exactly where is our origin. So by the looks of things, our origins looks like from the top view, it looks like it's in the back. And then when you look at it on the front view, it tells you that the origin is in the front, which at the top view clearly states where exactly it's the origin. And then if you look at the left view, it also complies to the top view to say that the origin is in the back. And then on the 3D form part of things, it shows you exactly where the origin is, which the origin is in the back. So when we start drawing, we're going to start drawing on the front plane, on the front view. So I'm going to click my front plane, and then there's going to be a certain type of a menu. So it shows sketch, show, zoom to, selection, and normal 2. So when you say normal 2, the plane will change and face you, meaning if you look at your origin is already facing the side of where you are. So since this is my front view, I'm gonna start by drawing 2 circles, which it's gonna be the one of the 115, no, the one of the 25.5 radius and the one of the 14 radius. Meaning what I have to do is simple. Let's draw a line through my center line. Let's draw center lines since we've got an option for center lines. That's going to give you a pencil or a pen. Don't worry about that, it's just something that I need to fix. What I'm gonna do is just draw center lines, which is just gonna be like that. And then from that center lines, I already got, this is what I was talking about when I'm saying it's gonna be undefined or fully defined. This is fully defined since this thing is already in measurement. So since it's in measurement, you're not gonna bother with it, and then you're gonna start by drawing my circles. So this is my first circles. It depends on how you approach the question. So this is my first circle. It told me that my radius needs to be 21.5, so I'm just gonna put it close to 21.5. Let me just zoom in. If you zoom in, if you're using a laptop, you use a touchpad. Your touchpad, you use two fingers, you close it in, and then it will zoom in. And then if you're using your mouse, if you scroll on the scroller, it will show you. If you scroll in the back side, it will zoom in, and then if you scroll to the forward, it will zoom out. So those are just basic features that we need to know about, which are kind of simple. You will figure them out as you do the diagrams. Then that we said is going to be the circle of the 21.5 radius, and then this second one is going to be the one of the 14 radius. It's going to be the one of the 14 radius. But then if we look at the diagram, we have a certain type of measurement that tells us we've got about 3 circles. The other circle is within the diagram, and the other ones are outside. So the circle that is within the diagram, what we do is, since it's within the diagram, is a circle that we have to draw before the other parts of the circle. So what we do is that we're going to draw the circle that's inside, and then come again draw the circles that are outside. So the circle that is inside is going to be the 14 plus the 1.99, which makes it 15 point something. So what I can do is that you don't need to really use a calculator. This thing has a calculator on its own. What you do is you place in your measurements there and there, and it's going to give you a measurement point. Oh, come on, man. Usually it gives me a diameter, and I don't want to work with a diameter. I want to work with a radius. Yeah, so it works, it's acting up. There we go. So since we got the diameter, we can still change the diameter into a radius. So there's a certain command that I need to do, forgot it. So it's better to have a calculator since it's what we have. So I said it's 14 plus 1.99, which gives you 14 plus 1.99, which gives us 15.99 times 2, which your diameter is gonna be 31.98. That is our first diameter. The second one, they gave us a radius of 21.5 times 2, which gives us 43. That is the second diameter. So remember I told you guys about the trim entity. So you just click trim, and then you click the side of the circle that you don't want, and you click the side of circle that you don't want. So this is what you're gonna have. So far so good. And then from there, since we have the 2 circles, then from here what we do is we start putting in, don't forget guys, this must be fully defined at all times. So from here it's then that you can put in our lines. So I'm gonna start first drawing my line here, first start drawing my line there. Since it has a certain measurement, we'll figure it out soon, very soon. And then go there, and it comes back there, and it ends up with the bigger circle there. Then you press exit to cancel the line. You click again align, you go there, you go there, you go there, and then you press exit again to cancel the line. After that, you use trimming again. I think this is the shortest way that I would use if it was me, and trim that one as well. And then let me close up this part. We can close it. There we go. So that is. So from here, we go to the measurements. So we're gonna start by putting in this measurement here. Which they said it's 5 millimeters, so put in 5 there, and go to the other side as well, put in a 5 millimeter there. There you go. Then from there, we look at the diagrams that we have. They gave us that our full length from here to here, from here to there, it's 65. Just put in 65. Remove this side. So what I usually do is just accept this and say Control plus Z, which is back. It will cancel the value that I've entered. So since I don't want this measurement, I'm just going to put it like that and say back. So what I usually do is divide the 65 by 2 so that I can get the measurement between the two lines. So I say 65 divided by 2, which gives me 32.5. From here, no, from the center, to the outside line. Sorry, I didn't click dimensions. From the center to the outside line, that's at 30. Where's my calculator? 32.5. There we go. And then from here, center to the last line, which here says 22. What did I do now? Can I just go back? I'm gonna get that, and then let me just take it from here. This whole line from here to there, it's 65. Once you do that, that means this side and this side are equal. From here to here, it's equal. So let me show you this to this. It's 16. You see, I cannot put in my 16.51. So if I put it here as well, it's going to give me the same answer. So whenever it says undefined, it's just simply telling me that there's a certain measurement that I didn't include. So in that case, I'm gonna remove my center lines from this side, and this side I'm gonna left with the ones inside here. So since there's a measurement that I didn't include, I have to include that measurement, which I usually think is this one. Since it's blue, I'm just gonna put it there, and it's just gonna be like that. So my diagram is fully defined now. Not yet done. We still need to extrude the diagram. So I'm gonna have to extrude. Seeing this is what I have, there are certain parts where I need to fix and all that. For starters, we're gonna use this and change this here, which they gave us a radius of 6. Use that and change the radius there and say 6 millimeters. That is what's gonna have. also this side. 6 millimeters exactly. I mean, 6 millimeters radius. There we go. And then anywhere else that I need to change, and we're still on the front view, we're copying in the front view. None. So since we don't have, I just go to my current extrude base, and then they told me that my total base is gonna be 15. So if you look, remember I said that you must look at the orientation. So since I said the origin is at the back, if you look here, if I take this forward, it comes to me, and if I take this backwards, it simply says that the origin is in the front and the diagram is in the back. So since in our case the origin is at the back and the diagram comes to the front, so, and this is dimensions part of it, we put in measurement. They said it's 15, so put in 15, and there we go. That is what we're gonna get so far. So since this is what we have to look now. Remember that we need to draw in the 14 radius, right? So that's easy. You just simply click your Z, which is your front plane, or you just go to your front plane and just click there. This time it's showing the back part since I click there. So I just do that and press the front plane. This is where I started. So this is what I have currently. So now I need to put in those 14 radius, which it goes a depth of about 15, 10, so 2.5 each. So here we go. Click sketch. We're gonna click line. Not even a line, a circle, sorry. Click a circle, and then it's gonna say begin sketch on a new entity. Sorry. The sketch plane will be inferred from available plane and what there, and then you click where you wanna draw your circle. So if I click here, I choose a sketch. Since I chose a sketch where I wanna show my diagram, I click in my circle again, and then I draw my circle. Done. Then remember guys that I need to put in my center line so that I can cut off the unnecessary things that I don't want. There's my center line, and then from there I'm gonna put in my dimensions, which my circle I need it to be 14 plus 14, 14 times 2, which makes it 28. Sorry. After having that, I'm just gonna use my trim entity, there you go, and cut off the trim entity there, and then use my line to draw in the part, and then I'm gonna need to extrude to the back. There we go, there. Perfect. And then trim entity. So it's fully defined, it's fine. It's either you can trim it or not. Since it's fully defined, it's fine. There's no need for us to do anything to it. The aim is to have a fully defined sketch so we can get full marks. So from here on, how do you do? Let's go to, oh, I forgot to put in this other circle so that I can be able to extrude. Sorry, put in the circle. Since you've got the radius there, there's no need to do anything else, and just put it there and then say mark, check, it's fully defined, and go to trim entity, and I just don't want this, it's gonna be still fully defined, so I go there and I go to cut extrude. Since remember they said we've got a 15, let me put this in a 3D form so you can see what will happen. There we go. Oh man, on 3D. There we go. So since this is where the origin is, and our origin is supposed to be the back, something ain't right, but it's fine. I'll fix it. So here we just have to tell this man here that we want this thing inside. So we just do this. Either you change here or dimensions first. Red dimensions is 2.5, since they said that from here this length here is 15, and then they told me that the length in the circle inside is 10. So basically I need to draw in left with 5 divided by 2 is that. So that's what I'm gonna do. It says blind, so I don't need blind. I just click here to change direction, or I change it by hand, meaning I just press this arrow here, I go that way or I go that way. So it's mostly easier to change it by automatically. Let me just 2.5 millimeters. So there we go, and then I accept. That is what I wanted. So that's what I have so far. From there I click my front plane again, and from my front plane I tell them that I want the other side. Click, gives me the other side. This is what we just draw now. So from here I'm gonna draw in those circles again. I just need to click my plane, click the circles, and then there we go. First circle 15 radius, second circle on 15.11, see 15.98. So since I've drawn the circles before, it's not gonna need me to put in dimensions. So from there I just need to put in those short lines that we need so that we can extrude. To just put a line there to there, and then you're done. And you cancel it with exit on your computer, and then you go there, and then there, and you're done. And from there we go to trim entity, which I think is the shortest way to do things. There we go. And then you accept. After accepting, you've got all the dimensions fully defined. You go to features, extrude boys. Let me show you again in 3D. So it turned. Did you see that, guys? I want it in 3D. Do you see where my origin is? My origin is at the back. This is what I was trying to show you, that since we started from the back, we come into the front. So since this is this, my direction is going that side. So the only thing that I've got to do is command it to come to the inside, since I want to cover the inside part of things. So after saying that, 2.5 is still the same, so we're using the same thing, and then I accept. So far I've got almost the diagram that I need. Let me show you in 3D. So that's what we currently have, which is something that you can see on the diagram that they gave us to work on. So that's what we have. That is what we have. So from here on we go to the top plane. Top plane, there we go. Click top plane and then click there. There we go. So on the top plane there are details there that we need to use. There's a certain part of things that tells us that we need to chamfer, we need to do whatever at the back, the side of the origin. If you wanna check your origin, you just click there and then you choose the blue dot where exactly is your origin, which you can still manipulate that origin and tell it, command it where you want it to be. So since you're not gonna complicate things, we don't do that. So what I can tell you is that since we need to change the back part of things, we're just gonna need to put our shape to the side where it will be suitable for us to manipulate the back side. So let's click this side so that I can manipulate these parts. So from here, what we go to is that we put our sketch. Not even sketch, the features is fine. We go to features, we say fillet. Fillet is something that we use to give our corners curves. So you just leave there. That's what it does to that's what a fillet does. Let's change our measurements. They said our radius needs to be 3. So just put in 3 there. There you go, and we accept. That's exactly what you want. And then you go again and click fillet. Then you command it where you want to fillet the 3 years, you accept. There you go. From accepting that, we look again. Let's go back to our top view. There. Now we have something similar to what we were having before. Now, on this one, there's a part where we've got holes, and there's a part where we've got kind of semi holes or something like that. So which is not exactly shown on the diagram above. So what we do, let's draw in the holes. Which there, we click apply. Where we want to draw in the holes, we start here. So I'm gonna draw a hole there. I need 2 of them. Let me zoom in. I need 2 of them each. I'm gonna change the dimensions and all that. It says underdefined because of the holes are blue, and then they don't have exact measurements of what we need. From the center to the back edge, it's about 7.5, and from center to the side edge, sorry, my measurement, from the center to the side edge, it's about 5. So my holes are gonna move. Now we put in dimensions. So they tell us the inner dimension is 5. And then they give us a dimension of, or they gave us a radius of the bigger circle. So what we do is that, wait, let me remove the bigger circle and work with the small circle first, so that it may be easier for us to do the things understandingly and not leaving things behind. So there you go. So let's cut in, which is called extrude base. So we cut in, so we're gonna tell the code, gonna command this to say through all. Whatever that's gonna be there, it will be removed. Let me show you in 3D. I need a nice 3D sketch. It's not showing. Oh, there we go. If you check, you see it says through all, meaning everything that's solid is gonna be punched through. And then we accept there that we don't want anything to do with that. Let's go back to the top view, and there we go. That's what we have. And then from there, let's put in the circle and some other measurements that we're talking about today. The 1/5. Right, with this one we're a little bit not informed of what exactly is happening, because there's a part where it's chamfered or whatsoever, right? And then they didn't give us the measurement on what the size is. It was me, and there was gonna be some other things that I was gonna do, so that I cannot literally explain, but I can manipulate it to whatever. So I'm just gonna explain how to get the answer and be close to the answers that we need, or be correct, exactly correct. So this is just an explanation. I'm just not gonna be in detail form and show you guys what I excel in. That's what we call witchcraft in this world. So I'm just literally repeating what I did on the left hand side. Except there, cut extrude. Wait, my diagram is undefined, so I need to put in the measurements for you guys. There's supposed to be and then predefine, then we can cut it through. Features, cut extrude through all. There we go. So I'm just gonna put it in 3D so you guys can see it. Sorry. That's the 3D I'm looking for. And there we go. So now there's a certain point here which we need to accommodate so that our circles can look pretty nice, which it needs us to draw some other angles in there. So since you need to draw that, I'm just gonna go back to my top view. You can do that and go to the top view. There you go. Now we're gonna work with the radius. So what I can say to you, the angle is still the same. You say sketch, put in the circle there. Looking on this picture, I want the circle. I put in a circle. This is gonna come out exactly on the point since I used the original point that I had. So put in there, and then I'm gonna also do that. Do you see that small square there? It shows the center of the circle that you draw before the one that we're drawing now. And then I'm gonna put it there. I'm doing a little bit of shortcut now. Put in a dimension. So they said our radius is 5.5, which our diameter is gonna be 5 plus 5 gives us 10. So it's 11. So that's what we have, and also the side we're gonna have 11. There we go. And then from there we're gonna need a line that cuts through there. Remember, you're not looking for everything to come out, right? And then I need another one. Come on, that cuts through there. And then the other parts you don't really need. You go to trim entity, you remove, and you remove. Once you're done with that, let's remove this side and this side as well. This side and this side as well. Once you're done with that, you're gonna extrude it. The aim is to have the hole nicely done, right? So you're gonna extrude, you cut the extrude by 1 millimeter, which is not given, but you just 1 millimeter is way too big. So let's go to 0.5 millimeter. Remember, we just want to see the circle, so the aim is not to cut into the circle. So let's just zoom in to a bit too far. 0.25. The aim is not to cut through the circle, remember guys. It's still cutting through the circle. Okay, here's another way to do it so that we may not cut through the circle. Let's go back to Y. If you click Y or Z or X, it will show you different sides of the figure. So let's put in a circle that we're gonna delete so that you may not cut through the circle. Just like that. So meaning that our line that we have here, we don't need it. We don't have to show the line that cuts through there. So let's look at the diagram again and see what exactly that we need to do. Looking from the diagram, you're not that far off. Let me just use the circle as well. Diagram is still undefined. Measurements, dimension 5. Accept that. Still undefined because of this line here. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna trim it. You don't need this part here. So you're gonna have that as well, which I'm not gonna need this one as well. So it's still undefined. Why? Because of this distance here. The line that I'm working with is not given a distance. So this part is gonna look like a little bit ugly, but it's fine. Otherwise, it's what we wanna get through to. Can I check this way? It's just a small thing. Let me just put in a line there. And agree to it that I'm cutting everything by that thing. Problem now is that my diagram is undefined. Reason being I don't have a measurement for here and the which is 12. Currently, and also there. Let me click that again and then say cut extrude predefined and say cut extrude. You can extrude by 0.05. I'm extruding this part and also this part. 0.25. So does it allow us to do so? I think it stops. Let's see. It doesn't allow us, so meaning we're cutting through something that is not supposed to be cut through. Then you're gonna have to draw in that circle. So let me cancel that and sketch and trim it. Trim there. And then let me try cutting this through. Sorry. 0.2. Let's see. This part is a little bit difficult, yeah. But anyways, that's how the diagram would look. Just that doesn't show exactly where Okay, now I know why I drew on the wrong sketch. I was supposed to draw on this sketch, not that one. Let's go back. Now sketch, pick a circle, click where I wanna do things, and so use a circle again. Since I don't have whatever, then I'm just gonna start anywhere and then put in the correct measurements. So let's give it a measurement, which we said was 5.5, which is 5 plus 5 is 11. Then we accept. We give it measurement to the side, which was 7.5. We give it measurement again to the side, which was 5. Right. And then we accept. From accepting, we just draw a line. So let me just start it from there. And go through there. Cancel that. Then let's just do control plus Z. We need our circle to be black, to be blue, black. Control plus that. Back to our sketch, right? So after having that, we click the line, then we consult line, and we consult with that guy there, then we start drawing from the circle. We can start drawing it from there so that it can be noise and we're still gonna cut it off some other edges that we will need. There we go. From there we use our trim. We trim off the things that we don't need. There we go. And we accept. We give it dimension. It's 10 what they give us. And diagram is the now different. And feed find. And we accept. From accepting, we need to cut it. Remember that cut extrude. Cut extrude. We say the cutting extrude by 0.5. Let's just give it a big loop. Where the hell is my circle? It's underneath. And I need to be on top. Wow. Never thought that this could happen. I need this to be on top. Shortcut. This needs to be on top. Control plus Z. Oh, cancel first. Control plus Z. Control plus Z. Can't. So the only thing that I can do is to delete the sketch. let's exit the sketch, and then we delete the sketch, something that we don't need. Yes, agreed. And then Y again. This is where I wanna draw. Let me check. It's in the correct position. Yes, this is where I wanna draw. And then sketch. We click circle, and then try to choose a position now. There's a method that they used to do, forgot. Click select sketch entities, on the circle, then there you go, and then measurements, that's 5.5 and then measurements is 5, and then there is about 11. That's what I have. Let's check if it's in the correct place. It still comes downstairs. You see now, technology. This needs to be on top. Anyways, guys, this is as far as I can take you. As soon as I figure things out, I will post the other piece. Let me just fix my mistakes, and then this is where I can leave you currently. Shortcut space bar to get to the speaker. There, this is the thing that you have. I'm not understanding why it is so much of an issue. Sure, guys, this is where I leave you guys. Hope you understand.